Are you ready for today's story? Today, we're going to read about this guy. What do you think he is? Does he look like a real person? In the middle, he has a stick. And he looks like he has buttons for eyes. Let's see. If I open up the back of the cover, his arms are stretched out wide. What do you think he is now? He's a scarecrow. The title of our story is called The Little Scarecrow Boy. The author, the person who wrote it, is Margaret Wise Brown. And the pictures are by David Diaz. He's the illustrator. This is the cover. This part of our book is called the spine. The spine helps keep the book together. Our spine is held together by staples. Sometimes the spine holds it together with glue. The Little Scarecrow Boy. There's the title page, The Little Scarecrow Boy. Look, a sunny day. And another title page. This one has the same picture as the cover. The Little Scarecrow Boy by Margaret Wise Brown, pictures by David Diaz, published by Scholastic Inc. They put the book together. There he is. It's the Little Scarecrow Boy. And what is he doing? Right, he's sticking out his tongue. Can you do that? Is that a scary face or a silly face? Yeah, it's kind of silly. What is a scarecrow's job? To scare away the crows. Because in the field, the crows will want to eat the corn. And the farmers don't want the crows to eat the corn. They'll ruin it or eat it all. So the scarecrow's job is to scare away the crows so they don't get the corn. Let's see what happens with the Little Scarecrow Boy. I see 1, 2, 3. Once upon a time, in a cornfield, there lived a scarecrow and his scarecrow wife and their little scarecrow boy. Every day of the world, Old Man Scarecrow went to the cornfield to make faces at the crows. And every day of the world, his little scarecrow boy wanted to come too. Did you ever want to go somewhere with your grown-up before? Do they always say yes? Sometimes they say no. Every day of the world, Old Man Scarecrow said, N-O, no, no, little boy, you can't go. You're not fierce enough to scare a crow. Wait till you grow. Did you hear all those rhyming words? Let's find them. Go, crow, grow, no. They all say O at the end. No, go, crow, grow. So every day, the little scarecrow boy stayed at home all day and just grew. Do you think he liked staying behind while his dad went to the cornfield? Probably not. He was probably bored. Every day out in the cornfield, Old Man Scarecrow waved his arms and made terrible faces. He made such terrible faces that the crows nearly lost their feathers at the sight of him there, and they flew far, far away. Look at that scary face! And he scared the feathers right off those crows. Every evening when the sun went down, Old Man Scarecrow came rattling home, and all evening he sat in his scarecrow house teaching his little scarecrow boy how to make fierce faces. His dad is teaching him how to do it so he will know. That's why people teach you things, so you will know things. Old Lady Scarecrow whistled through her straw teeth at the looks of them there. But early in the morning, when the sun came up, it was the same old no. N-O, no. No, little boy, you can't go. You're not fierce enough to scare a crow. Wait till you grow. So the little scarecrow boy stayed at home all day and just grew. Is his dad saying it in a mean way or a caring way? He's smiling and the boy is smiling. He's saying it in a caring way. He cares about the little scarecrow boy. He doesn't want him to do something that he might get hurt doing if he's not ready. Then, one day, after the little boy had learned all 6 of his father's terrible faces so that he could make them one after another, he decided to run away. Run away? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's a bad thing. If you run away, you could get lost, or there could be strangers, or you might not be able to find your way home. Running away is dangerous. He decided to run away. Early the next morning, he would go out into the cornfield and he would frighten a crow. So, before the sun was up, or Old Man Scarecrow was up, or Old Lady Scarecrow was up, the little scarecrow slipped out of bed, dressed quietly on tiptoe, and went quietly out of the house. That's a dangerous choice. He shouldn't do that. Over to the cornfield, up on his father's post, in his father's place. It was a fine shining morning with the sun gleaming green down the corn blades. Crows circled in the air far away over the trees. The little scarecrow boy waved his arms through the air. He had never felt fiercer in all his life. And then came flying a big black crow. What does a crow say? Caw, caw. Oh. The little scarecrow made his first fierce face. His first one, number 1. And still came flying the big black crow. So did the first fierce face scare away the crow? Oh, the little scarecrow boy made his second fierce face. Second means number 2. And still came flying the big black crow. So did it work? No, it did not. Does this face look scarier than this face? Yeah. Is this one scary at all? No, that's kind of silly. But this one looks a little scary, right? He's pushing up his nose, pulling out his lips. But the scarecrow was still not able to scare away the crows. His third face, is that scarier? Look at his teeth and his eyeballs are bugging out. His third face. Oh, time to go. So the little scarecrow boy ran and he ran down the corn rows. The black flapping wings made a noise now, and looking back he could see the blue sky through the ragged feathers of the nearest crow. So those crows aren't just eating the corn, they're chasing the little scarecrow boy. Oh no, he's in trouble now. Who will save him? He ran and he ran, then he stopped his fourth face. 1, 2, 3, 4, and still came flying the big black crow. So he ran and he ran and he ran and he ran. And the crow flew and he flew and he flew and he flew. And Little Scarecrow Boy ran. Now he's got his tongue out, his mouth open, his eyes bugging out, and he's pulling his ears. And still the crows are eating the corn and chasing him. The faces are not working. Do you think he was big enough to do this? Maybe he should have listened to his father. And then he made his fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth and next to fiercest face of all. And still came flying the big black crow. The little boy only had one face left now and hardly any breath. Even so, he stopped, and with his arms stretched wide above his head and his fingers drooping on his hands, he gave the big crow the sixth face. Look at that. His eyes are popping out, his tongue, his mouth, everything kind of whirling around here. And look, his head is even jumping off of his neck because he's holding it up. Would you be scared of that? I would be. It says, and whoa! Do you see how this word is bigger than the other words? That's because the author wants us to read it loudly. So it says, and whoa! The old crow flew backwards through the air, feathers flying everywhere, until there wasn't even the shadow of a crow on the land. A scarecrow at last. The little Scarecrow Boy knew that he was as fierce a scarecrow as there was in all the cornfields in all the world. Did he do it? Yes, he did. And then he saw a shadow in front of him. Who could be making that shadow? Let me see. I see something here. And he looked up, and there behind him was Old Man Scarecrow, his father. How do you think his father feels? Well, he saw him scare the crows, so that might make him feel happy and proud of his boy. But his boy also snuck out and ran away, so maybe he might be a little bit disappointed maybe. His father was proud of his little boy, who had made all 6 faces at the crows. His father knows that when he was teaching his little boy about the faces, his little boy was listening. It's very important to listen when someone is teaching you something. Otherwise, you won't learn it. But the little Scarecrow Boy was listening, and he did learn. And he picked up his little Scarecrow Boy in his scarecrow arms, and they went home to breakfast. Aww. And when the little Scarecrow grew up, he was the fiercest scarecrow in all the fields in all the world. The end. Did that have a happy ending? Yes, it did. This little scarecrow learned important lessons, and he used them, and he was able to do the job. Good job, little Scarecrow Boy. Thanks for reading with me, friends. I'll see you later. Bye now.